Okay, I have set my box piece aside for the moment, and now we're going to work on the dividers that go inside the box. You need to start off with a piece of cardstock that is 2 1/4 and by 6 5/8, and we're going to start off by scoring this piece on the short side, the 2 1/4 inch side, and we're going to score at 1 1/8 inch. Okay, now we're going to turn this to the 6 5/8 inch side, and we are going to score at 1/2 inch, 1 5/8, 2 3/4, 3 7/8, 5 inches, and 6 1/8 inches. Now we're going to go to the short sides, and again we're going to cut some little slots. I'm just going to cut up 1/2 inch on either side of my score mark. I'm going to pull up that little piece. I'm going to nip it off with my scissors. Same thing on the other side. I'm going to cut up on either side of my score line. I'm going to pull up, and this one just kind of tore off. I may have not even made that thick enough. And then you just cut off that little piece. And then what we're going to do, you can set your score to aside for the moment, and we're going to fold this along the length of it and smooth it out with your bone folder. And you need to make 8 of these. I've already made 8. And we're going to work with 4 of these to begin with. So put 4 of them aside, and then we're going to work with 4 right now. And we're going to do the horizontal, what I call the horizontal strips first. And we're going to cut up, not on the end score lines, but on the middle 4 score lines here. And we're going to keep this piece of cardstock closed, and we're going to cut on the open end, and we're going to go up. I'm going to get a little closer to the camera here, and I'm going to nip these pieces off. I'm going to cut on either side of my score line again, and then pull up these little pieces of cardstock and nip them off. You want to go about, you can go just a little bit past halfway is actually ideal, because when we nest these with the vertical pieces to form the grid, it helps if it's just a little bit past the halfway mark, and then you just nip it off. If you miss one, you just need to get the other one out and nip it off. And you need to do that for 4 of the strips. Okay, I have finished all my horizontal strips. Notice I've cut through both sides here, you can see, and they're just about halfway up. Now I'm going to set these ones to the side, and I'm going to work on my vertical ones. And for these ones, I'm going to work with, I'm going to work on the side that is scored instead of the open side. And again, I'm going to cut up, get a little closer to the camera, cut up about halfway and cut these guys on either side of the score line and nip it off. Hope you can see that. And I'm just doing the middle 4 score lines. I'm not doing these outside score lines, just the middle 4. Okay, and now we have to do that with the other remaining 3. Okay, I have finished with my vertical strips. I have cut them. You can see if I open one up, they've got a cut mark down the middle right through the score line. These are my vertical strips. And now I'm going to bring in my horizontal strips again. and we're going to use horizontals and verticals to create a grid pattern. So I'm going to start off with a horizontal. I'm going to pin that in there, and I'm going to take, let me take another horizontal piece and stick it on the grid line like that. Maybe I'll take another vertical piece. Basically, just do this whatever way you like. You're forming a grid is what you're doing. And I'll bring this back into the camera view. The slots kind of interlock. You're being stubborn right now, but you just keep interlocking them. And then I'm going to get over on this side. That one. They can be stubborn sometimes, so you just have to work with them. Okay. Just do one more. Oh, yeah. Always works worse when you're doing it in front of the camera. That's a given. It's really not as hard as I'm making it look, but I'm trying to do it in the camera view, so that makes it a little bit harder. Okay, so now I've got my grid all ready to go, and now we just need to do one more thing. We need to fold these little tab pieces on the end along the score lines. Let's just go around and open those up and keep going all the way around. I think you'll have 16 to do, 4 on each side. Okay, and just one more side. All right, this grid piece is ready to put inside the box that you made earlier. So I'm bringing my box back in, and now I want you to take a little peek here. Remember I talked about horizontals and verticals. I'm going to keep my horizontals running this way and my verticals running this way, just so you can see. My horizontal pieces have the cut mark on the back side of the strip, and my vertical pieces have them on the front side of the strip. I don't know if you can see them here. See, the verticals have the cut piece there, and the horizontals are on the underside here. So I'm going to bring my box into view, and I'm going to just drop my grid in here. Okay, make sure it's snug. And then I'm going to start up at the top and by removing one of these score piece liners, and I'm just going to bring it down and snug it into place. And then you'll take your next one and bring it down. It's really quite easy. It's just a lot of steps. And bring it into place. And just work all the way around until you have them all tucked in. Okay. I'm going to go around the corner. Just make sure it's lined up there. Snug it into place. And one more. And then just keep going all the way around. Okay, I have finished taking all the score tape liner off and tucking in all the tabs all the way around. And now our box is ready for the cupboard fronts, but we need to make the cupboard fronts first. So let me set this aside for the moment, and I'm going to take out my petal card punch and a piece of cardstock. We're going to make 25 drawer fronts. So this punch is going to save us a lot of time. And so the one thing with this punch, it's a little bit harder to work with. It's you have to press down quite hard to make sure it gets all the way cut through, and to make sure all of these score lines are really sharp. So I'm going to stick my piece of cardstock in here, and I'm going to push down with a lot of pressure. Okay, and then I'm going to rock it from side to side. This is my lever side over here. I'm going to rock it from side to side and make sure that I get everything punched through. And there you go. A perfect piece, but it does require a little bit of strength to get it to the right point. And if you have it a little closer to you, it helps as well. I had to lean quite a bit in to get into the camera view. But here you go. You've got your little petal card punch piece, and you can fold it along the score lines. And then what you need to do is take a piece of score tape, and you're just going to need to put it on one of the petal pieces. And I have made a drawer front here already, and now what I'm going to do is just place a brad into my little drawer here. I'm using silver brads because you can buy them in great quantities. I'm just going to poke a hole somewhere near the top here, and about there. And I'm going to slip a brad through. It's easier to put your brads on first before putting them into the grid piece. And now if I were going to do all of them right now, I would continue and I would make 25 of these, one for each of the days of your advent calendar. But I'm just going to show you how to put this one into the advent calendar. I've got my box with my grid here. And again, I've got my horizontals running this way. And what I want to do is remove the score tape liner. And I'm going to put this in the top box because it's number 1. And I'm just going to line up the edge of my one of my petal cards, the one with the score tape on it, right along the edge of my grid box. And I'm going to just press down to make sure the score tape holds. And then all you have to do is tuck in the sides here and the top, and your number 1 is ready to go. And then you just need to finish that with all 25 of your punch shapes. Okay, and then when you're done, you'll have all the little cupboard doors done, and then you can just decorate the rest of your box as you like. I have added some little feet here and a bow, and this Letters to Santa paper, which by the way is also available as a digital download. And then you can just fill this with some Hershey's Kisses or a little gift, and this would make a great gift for someone at Christmas time. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Bye for now.